G'day everyone, it's Anthony at Moose Marine again, and I'm doing something live where I'm going to be connecting a Garmin audio cable to this Garmin 8416 so we can get audio out over HDMI for when we are streaming. So because I'm going to be doing this in real time, you're going to sort of see me do some stuff and it might look a bit boring at times, but I will do a video at the end. It's my jelly bean collection. I will do a video at the end, a bit shorter content to show you how it all connects. So I've just set the camera up here. You might see me move around, you might see me fumble a little bit. I'm definitely doing this quite ad hoc. And so what you see here is certainly not the professional way it should be done and how we would do it in a workshop environment. But being that it is COVID and we're at home, we're going to have a play. So to do this, there's a few components you're going to require, one of which is my tablet here. I'll just turn that on. So the principle is we can connect to our Garmin 8400 series a HDMI input. Now we're going to use this HDMI mirrorcasting dongle to stream video from our tablet to the 84 screen, but of course the screen doesn't have any speakers built into it, which makes sense because on a lot of boats you're going to want surround sound, etc. So there's a cool unique feature in this 8400 series which lets us take audio out of the HDMI and from the head unit and go to an auxiliary in on your stereo system. And on some stereo systems you actually have a few more other audio controls. So what you're going to need is an 8400 series, a video input, be it a mirrorcasting dongle or I've been playing around with my little Raspberry Pi. I don't know if you can sort of see that in the camera, probably not. There it is there. What else are you going to need? You're going to need a mini USB to USB adapter for power in this instance because we need to power this device. I'm using one of the USB OTG cables just because it's got this nice waterproof connector, and I have another project for that down the track. You're going to need a Garmin audio cable, which is also one of their NEMA 0183 cables. If you want to use any old NEMA communication protocols, this will support most PGNs. You're going to need a, maybe not this big, but an RCA lead. Pretty much all you need is just male-to-male RCA. So you can actually buy just male-to-male adapters from JCar and Ultronics and that sort of stuff. I just happen to have one of these spare. This is a 4-channel system. So, and this is a directional cable too, so you can see these little arrows. Hopefully you can see, you might not be able to see. These little arrows here showcasing the direction from the stereo to the amplifier in this case. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter for us, but that's just this cable. You're also going to need a stereo system with an auxiliary in with RCA inputs. This Fusion's got that. And you're going to need some speakers. So this is a Fusion just standard kit that they produce where you get a set of these 6-inch 200 watt slims, 150 watts, sorry, and an RA70. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll talk a little bit during this, but certainly if you have any questions, I'm going to be checking the comments as well. So first things first, let's set up our stereo system because there's going to be a bit to that. So I'll bust open the speaker box. I could just run mono for this experiment, which I might just to save space. Whoops. Hopefully you're all surviving out there in COVID land. Cool. Now, my pile of cardboard boxes in this spare room is getting pretty extreme. But we'll have to have a tidy up day tomorrow. So these Fusion speakers happily come with cables. I might do this sound system. Merry Christmas. Thanks, Trav. I might do this Fusion sound system for like a bargain basement price if anyone's interested in a new Fusion sound system for the boat. Only because I'm certainly not going to put this back in the box. It's way too much work, and I've chucked most of the stuff out. So if you're interested in a Fusion sound system, one of the RA70s with a set of 150 watt speakers, hit me up in the comments or send me a message. Let's do both speakers so we can get stereo sound. Why not? I've gone this far. I might even change the angle a little bit. Alright, 2 speakers. Almost. We need some speaker cables. Might have to get the jelly beans out soon. Cool, rightio. I'm just going to get all these connected up so that we don't have to do it later by getting these little gold-plated terminals out. The cool thing about the Fusion ones too is that they're pre-sized as well, with a large and a small one. So when you're connecting them to your speakers, they have a large spade and a small spade, and if you can't see what you're doing in some cramped little areas, it does make it considerably easier. Just knock my power supply then for a second. Radio. So one speaker done. Put this little foam thing away. And you're going to be our left. Our other foam thing. What I should have brought is some crimps to do this somewhat correctly, but we might just do the ghetto version today, everyone. The old twisty wire. Hopefully. Okay, so there's our 2 speakers. I might even put these twisties on just to stop them from getting tangled up. So the reason I'm doing this, by the way, is to showcase that you can actually use these systems as a media system as well as a GPS fish finder, and that just goes a little bit further to giving value to it, because it is an expensive piece of equipment. I've lost the other little twisty wire, so if you see it, put a comment in and I'll find it. Alrighty, okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is get our stereo system together. Unfortunately, I will need all the bits out of it. I won't need the manual. You'd think I know what I'm doing by now. We'll need some wire strippers. Bugger. Like I said, if anyone's interested in a discounted Fusion stereo system, hit me up in the comments, because I don't want to put this back in the box. So if you want one, let me know. Okay, with your RA70 system, which is this guy here, what I love about this is that it's a 1 DIN size stereo, so if you're replacing an older CD player or even cassette player, these will fit relatively straight in. The only thing I've noticed, however, is sometimes the 1 DIN cutout is actually a little bit wider than these holes on the side here. So Fusion provides you with this little backing plate that slides over the back and allows you to sort of sandwich it into whatever material you're trying to connect it to. So if you are changing an old system, it's a good head unit. It's a bonded glass screen. No, it's not bonded. Yes, it is. It's a bonded glass screen. AM/FM Bluetooth with USB and auxiliary. The RA70N version has also got NEMA 2000 capability. What else can it do? You can obviously run it through to an amplifier. It's 4x45 watt channels. Here's our RCA cable, which has its different zones. Zone 2, sub-zone 1, Zone 1 sub out, Zone 1, and auxiliary in. So auxiliary in is what we want to worry about today. So I'm going to take the caps off these ones, so I know which one I'm playing with, and pop them in the bin. And then on our other tail lead, we have our speakers, which we want Zone 1 right speaker, and we want white, which is Zone 1 left speaker. So they're the 4 wires we want for our speakers. And we obviously need power, and we're going to need ground, which is black. There's also a couple of other wires on here too. You've got a telemute one, which is just a trigger button, so you can mute the system. And you've got a positive dimming function, so if you want to have it automatically dimming on a set of lights. Right, now the tricky part is getting some tools. So talk amongst yourselves. Just going to run over to my cupboard here. I don't have anywhere nearly as many tools at home as you'd think I would. So what was it, Trev? Once I've got the boat all back together, I'll give you a buzz and look at dropping a quad FR62 on the amplifier. Cool, man. Yeah, I'll be around for that one. Radio. These are about 30 years old, and they're still working pretty good. In fact, I reckon they work better than some of my newer ones. These were my dad's at some point, and yeah, it's just my adjustable wire strippers. Love them. So what I'm just doing is a real ghetto sort of job here. Is that politically correct? I don't know. I don't mean to be offensive. I don't think I'm offensive. I think I'm quite a neutral sort of person. Everyone's cool in my books. Sort of. Although we are living in some pretty crazy times, I tell you that. Not that you need me telling you that, I'm sure you already know. Alright, so what I'm going to do just to make things a little easier is obviously twist these wires, get them nice and cord. Hopefully there's enough light. I've got this little overhead light here which is helping a bit, but I don't know if I can turn the light on my... I think I can. Oh, look at that. Cool. So, positive, negative. Let's do the speaker ones now. I probably could have just done all this beforehand and filmed the final product, but where's the fun in that? I mean, we're not going anywhere. It's Monday night. We're all stuck at home. I'm sure some people are watching this on their Facebook feed while sitting on the toilet or something. So, hopefully wherever you are comfortable. Alright. I might even strip these back a bit so I got a bit more length out of them. Stuff that one up. I'm not sure when we went from imperial to metric. But I still have a lot of Imperial tools. Which aren't mine, obviously, they were my father's, but interesting. Radio, where we at? This one's the next one. I also should mention, I'm not too sure if this will work. So you could be watching this whole thing and be really disappointed at the end of it. Hopefully not. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just get my positive and negative here. Get my speaker out, which is that one, and that one. Take everything else, bend it out of the way. Now, I know all the bad things I'm doing right now, so no need to leave comments because I already know. I can hear beeping and I hope it's something else. When I knew we were coming into lockdown, I kind of rigged up this really quick power supply thing. I could hear something beeping, but I'm not sure what. Now, yes, this is very, very, very jerry-rigged, so I know. Alright, now I'm going to connect the RCA connector into the bottom here first. That one. They are keywayed, so you cannot get them in one spot. Make a bit of space here. Before I connect that, I'm going to connect the speakers. Which are thankfully labelled positive and negative. Tricky thing is obviously to keep these from touching. I would be terrible at dismantling a bomb. Don't touch the red wire. So I've just finished watching Cobra Kai on Netflix, which, no spoilers, was really, really good. At least I thought so. Alright, now I'm going to connect. Before I connect that, I'm going to connect these cables up so I don't have to do it later. We're going to go with white. Red. And white. Put all that just in front of me, making more of a mess. Bring this over. And we have power. So that's a good sign. And we've got speakers. 1, We actually got stereo. Way. I don't think we'll pick up any radio stations, but we'll... Not really. No. But we'll go to Bluetooth. And we'll go discoverable. We'll grab the old tablet here. Hang on, should have turned it on before. So while that tablet's firing up, let's continue on with the next step. Right, where are we at? We need to get this screen, and oh no, before I do that, that's a dumb thing to do, Anthony. Let's grab just that for a second. So now we get our cables. First cable we'll connect is our audio cable. G'day Nils, I hope you're having a nice time up there in tropical Scandinavia. Nils, you have a pretty fantastic Garmin outfit. This is certainly something you need to invest in. Rightio, so the audio cable is located over here. It's a light green color and they're all color coded so you can't stuff up. I'll just undo these little twisties. Alright, connect that to that. Tighten that up. Alright, you're all connected. Now we need to connect our OTG cable, which I'm hoping works because there's two different USB cables to choose from. I've chosen this one, so hopefully it provides enough power. Sorry guys, I was just doing a telephone call in. More than happy. How are you, Ben? Hope you're doing well, mate. Rightio, so it's a micro USB and it's a waterproof jacket, so we just click that in there, like that. Cool. Press it in and lock it down. Don't worry about that, it's just the possums. So that gives us now this USB port here. Right. So from, g'day Tim, how are you, mate? That's what streamers do, isn't it? They just say hello to everybody. So now what we need to do is get our USB for our media caster, plug that in there, and then plugged into the HDMI port, which I had something else already, but I'll unplug it for now. Plug in that guy. So now, all things being cool, g'day Andy. If I go to my video feed, no dice. Why is that? I think because of the USB. Alright. Well, if that's the case, we need a non-OTG cable. Back to this guy. Plug you in to that one. Ignore all the cables going everywhere. This is a experiment desk. Alright, now we haven't got, still haven't got a HDMI in. Power. Connected. Should be on. Just talk amongst yourselves for a second. Okay, the HDMI is definitely working. G'day, Bill. So it's not the HDMI. I would say then very much is this guy. There we go. Had it for a second, so it definitely does work. I would dare say it's a power issue. What I should get is a USB power adapter. Alright. It is working, just got issues. Let's see if I can bypass it with this Raspberry Pi, which I reckon I'll be able to do. Now what? There we go. Alright, so ignore the mess everywhere, guys. It is working. It's just there's crap everywhere to make it work. I'm using a Raspberry Pi to power the USB, to power the Miracaster, which you can see on the screen. I've jimmy rigged up my RA70 fusion head unit, connected. Have I connected it? No, I haven't yet. Got to connect the audio cable. This guy, remembering that we're using the white ones. We go red, white. Right, let's see what the hell happens. Why not? Got to go over here to my source, to auxiliary. Can hear a whine coming out of that. If I go to my tablet, menu, audio on. My tablet's still on, good. Go to my tablet, going to go to Smart View. Should have my tablet up here. There we go. It's a bit stretchy. Video setup. Aspect standard. I wonder if this will work. I don't know. I have my doubts that it will. Probably just see it on the screen there. God, this tablet's really slow for some reason. What the hell is this shit? Go away, I don't want that. Jeez, that's why it's so slow. Oh, just open fucking Netflix. We all know I like my video games. Hey, it's working. So you can hear the sound from the Netflix. Let's turn my volume up.
Sega had its own magazine called Sega Visions, and they had this article that said, we're going to reveal the next Sonic game, and there's going to be this competition. 100,000 people are going to compete against each other for $25,000 to find out who the best video game player in the world is.
There you go, everyone.
And they called it Rock the Rock. For the Sega Rock the Rock competition, there were 3 elements that had rock in it. It was going to be televised on MTV, which, you know, rock music. They had their preliminaries at hard rock cafes across the world, and they were going to have the grand final at Alcatraz, which is also known as the Rock. So they should have called it Rock the Rock the Rock, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go for this thing. Turns out that, you know, this Rock the Rock Sega World Championships was a real world championship. So they had preliminaries in Japan and France and Brazil.
And Chris entered the preliminaries in San Francisco, his and the Rock's hometown.
It was very busy. It was very crowded. They had everything roped off, and they had this line of stations that people would play on. The day progressed, and they had these elimination rounds, and you can't make any mistakes. I was kind of laid back on the outside. On the inside, I really wanted to win this thing.
Keep your cool, and
That's pretty cool.
make sure nothing hits you, and just be careful.
So it went from everybody in the whole building to down to 2. And I did end up making it into the top 2, where I made a perfect run at Wanport, San Francisco.
Okay.
They handcuffed me to this briefcase, and they hauled me off to a limousine and drove me to the finals.
Chris Tang was advancing to the finals,
That's pretty cool.
and Sonic was threatening his rival, Mario. But for
So there you go. That was a whole long episode to sort of show you guys that. But from HDMI to audio out to RCA to our Fusion head unit to speakers. Now, admittedly, that wasn't loud, and certainly if you had an amplifier, it would sound great. But it means that if you want to watch stuff on your, well, let's take it one step further. On your large screen there, if I go to my Facebook page, don't know if anyone's even watching anymore, but anyway, I want to go to Moose Marine. Go to video. Go back. Moose Marine. Go to videos, wherever that is. There it is. Well, we can watch ourselves live, really. That's kind of freaky. Huh. Well, there's some serious lag there. but we can play a little video. Here's ones from earlier on.
G'day everyone, it's Moose here from Moose Marine.
That's pretty
and
cool.
Apologies firstly because I can't find my little tripod, so I'm going to have to do this one-handed. But today I wanted to show you just through Garmin's Panoptix LiveScope system. Now, there's a hell of a lot out there already on the LiveScope
Hello,
system,
kitty cat.
and I just want to sort of add my little 2 bits. So it's
So
not
there you go.
new, but
Video
it's certainly new to a lot of people.
from a tablet
To
through
get to
audio
your
out.
LiveScope, obviously you need a LVS 12 or an LVS 30
Well, I'm happy that works.
system and plug it in. So when it's plugged in, you'll see it populated. So we'll hit live.
What am I doing that for?
What we're looking at in this case.
Pause. So there you go. Now I'll just quickly see if the other stuff's working. Settings, system, sounds and displays, audio setup, audio output is on, language, British English, alarms only, alarms and warnings. What's your crazy problem, kitty cat? There you go. Alarms coming through too. So the idea with the alarms is that it can give you an auditable alert. The cat's playing with a bug over there. Setup, speed, 10 knots. Set position. Not that it'll do anything, but let's go over to Miami. Thought Miami was in here. Guess not. Right. Back. I don't know if any of the alarms will actually come on while I'm doing this, because alarms, navigation, boundary alarms,
Anchor drag.
that's loud. I'll do that again, but I'm going to just turn the volume down a little bit.
Anchor drag alarm. Anchor drag alarm. Anchor drag alarm.
So that's pretty cool. The system will beep, you'll get an auditable alert horn, and then you'll have a voice tell you what the alarm is. So if you're downstairs having a sleep and you hear an alarm, it could be a million things, but depending on your boat. But this will tell you what the system actually is and what the alarm is. So that's very, very cool. Anyway, guys, I've got to pack all this up. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll make another video later showcasing this in its smaller form. But we'll see you later. Bye-bye.